delay. Today I'm going to start out doing an entire prep on a car that's been sitting up for a long time. Um, Due to this car having a lot of debris and all the jams, especially out of the hood and the trunk, I'm gonna leave the four doors closed while I prep the hood. I'm gonna prep the hood area, the trunk area, and I'm gonna do the gas lid. Once I get all that prepped and clean and the engine blowed off, then I'm going to close the hood down and then I open up the doors. Before I start this session, I want to talk about safety. I've been doing professional automotive detailing since 1980, and as I detail cars over a period, I learned how to try to cut down on health issues while doing details. Detailing is a physical job. It's a lot more physical than some people give it credit. And it's known for working on your knees, your lower back, and it can work on your hands too, because about every buffer you use is like a vibrator. So you got that vibrator motion in your hands at all times. I won't say, I'm not saying the things I'm gonna talk about for safety is gonna make you detail longer. It's other facts you have to take under consideration, but I feel like it has helped me over the last 30 years when I realized I needed to do things in a more safe way. And here it has been over 40 years and I'm still detailing and I'm 62 years old. I'm not a detailer that detail supervisor, I'm not a detail manager, I'm actually doing automotive details. So I want to talk about the back brace I got on my back, which help support my back. I have on knee pads under my clothing, just in case I want to kneel down or when I kneel down. Normally I wouldn't have on snow boots, but the Seattle area got some snow. So I end up wearing my snow boots tomorrow. Okay, another thing I want to point out before I get into the prep part, if you look at these headlights real bad, it's real good, you see that they're damaged. I do headlight restoration, and I'm gonna do one on this car after I get through buffing this car. I'm not sure if the damage of this lens inside the headlight or on the outside of the actual fixture. But if it's on the outside fixture, I'm gonna make the headlight look a whole lot better than what it looks now. So I'm gonna start off by prepping this motor. Like I said, this car been sitting up a long time, and the way it look under the hood, look like it might have been some ropes or something living under the hood. And so I'm gonna degrease this motor down real good. And once I get a certain amount of degrease on, I'm gonna take my detail brush and I'm gonna work it in all these areas to try to free up some of the debris before I pressure wash it. I'm gonna spray this whole engine compartment down. If this was a car that had electrical outlets, let's say like injectors or injector lines all around the motor, I would have covered most of this motor up with plastic. I try my best to be very cautious when I'm doing these motors, and a lot of detailers and a lot of dealerships and even salons suggest that the detailer that detailing the car detail the motor with the car running because they're afraid that the car might not start up if you leave the car out. Now my belief on that, because I'm also mechanically inclined and I have done some I would say stage one recondition of old cars. I'm a Buick man, so I'm talking about the LeSabre, the Riviera, and the Regals. I've also posted some pictures on my EJ detail page showing some of the engine compartments and cars I have reconditioned. So my belief is once the car is running, especially in cars that's not carbureted, or the injectors are open, because it's on the on position. So you got the car getting a certain amount of gas, a certain amount of air in order for the car to run, right, to run properly. So if you got the car running while you do the motor, in my belief, if you get around the injectors area too much, you got a better chance of this car not starting up than you do with the engine being off and you running with the engine off versus running the car. And I've used this method, I would say maybe 28 years I've been out here. Now down south when I was working in Georgia and Alabama doing automotive detail, I used to try to do exactly what the dealership called protocol or whatever. The auto salon, if I was working in an auto salon, do what they call, do things in protocol, the way they want you to do it, to try to stop the cut back on liability. But I had an opportunity to run my own detail shop from 95 to 2000. And within that range is when I really started doing the motors with the car out. Not only that, back then they still had a certain amount of carbureted cars, so I would always cover the carburetor and the distributor cap up before I get the engine wet. And I would say my rating for us doing it the way I'm doing it, for us the car starting up after I get through, I would say I'm batting, and I hate to say this because I don't really want to jig myself today, this is my first time going live, but I would say I'm batting, I want to say 100, but I'll play it safe and say 98, or 98% of the cars that I used this method with have worked. I haven't had no cars, very little or none, not work using the method I use. And then a lot of the salons and even some of the dealerships, they have airlines. And if you're around a detail place, or be a dealership or salon, or even in your backyard, and you got an airline, if you're not sure this car is gonna start up after you've done the motor, take the damn airline and start blowing around all the injectors, all the areas that you think moisture might get in, start blowing around those areas. That's what I do. Every dealership and salon I ever worked at, I always wanted to know where the airlines was. And if so, did the airlines work? Because I already have the chances on blowing that motor completely dry with air before I fire the car up. And that just helps secure the car starting more. I know everybody got their own method of detailing. I don't realize how many detailers out in the world, other than the ones that I worked around, until I got on social media and started typing in detail on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, man, detail went from people doing it that didn't go to the military after 12 years of school, didn't go to college, and they just want to start doing some kind of detail work to fill their gaps, to hopefully find something else to do that they might like doing, and then they find themselves kind of like me, in it for the duration. And then anything that you're doing like that, you have to ask yourself after a period of time, is it really what you want to do? Especially when you start getting older and you haven't done anything else. You got to ask yourself, is there anything you really want to do? Because detail could be habit forming. It was habit forming for me. I first started, the first thing I ever cleaned up other than my bedroom was my bicycle. I would take my front and back tire off my bicycle, and I would wax inside the spokes after I clean the bike, wipe the bike down, and get dust and grease off of it. I would wash the spokes, then I wash the frame, not wash the frame, but wash and wax the frame and put the tires back on. And I had one of the cleanest bicycles in the community. And I went from doing bicycles to doing wash job on cars. I didn't get my first car till '79, so it took me to 1979 to get my first car. And that's when I started doing washing backs on my own car. But before then, I was doing my mother's car. I was helping friends do their car. And at the time, I had no intention on being no DJ, nothing like that. It was just, I wanted to keep my car clean, and I wasn't trying to pay nobody to do it, so that's what I did. Okay, I think I got this engine pretty much degreased down. I'm gonna let the chemical sit a minute, and I'm gonna go hit the trunk down, and I'm gonna spray down the fuel door. Then I'm gonna come back and rinse this stuff off. Now this is gonna be a mess. It's probably gonna be debris slinging everywhere. This is one of the dirtiest motors I've done in a while. Usually you just might have some oil or something, brake fluid or antifreeze that might be on top of the engine. This more grimy like dirt with debris mixed. That's why I think maybe it had rodents under here because it got leaves. I've seen some nuts. So maybe in one time it's full of occupied the car. I don't know how long this car sat up. I don't even know how long the guy had it. That I'm detailing for. I have no idea. He just told me he bought a car, and I've already cleaned 3 of his cars that he bought, and he had to do another detail for him. And with working for this guy's great because he don't put me on a time frame. He know I'm busy, so he let me work his car on my schedule. And because of that, I don't charge him raise because we were helping each other. We working together. They don't interfere with nothing else that I have in plan. That's why I say I can work on this car. Roughly 2 hours a day. And I'm hoping to be able to cover the full prep of this car, right along with stuff in the hood and the front fenders. Not sure. I'm about to see how time goes and how long it actually takes me to get this car prepped. Because like I said before, this car is really pretty dirty and it needs a good prep. Well, when I say dirty, I'm talking about all the jams in the car is pretty damn dirty. It shows all the signs that it's been sitting up for a long time. I've never been a detailer that detail for speed. When I learned how to detail, I learned how to take my time doing a detail. And the last thing I wanted to do is have to go back over something I did before, because I was always told, you ain't got time to do it right the first time, when you have time to do it right. So I try to do it right the first time. And so because of that, I'm not a fast detailer. I go about as fast as I can go to be as accurate as I could possibly be. Now I have my age as a factor, because I'm older now and I'm in the same trade, which is automotive detailing. So I've gotten smarter, more health conscious, and I'm a long way from trying to go fast. So if somebody got a detail they want for me and I can do the detail in oh man, I'm glad I had a backup brush, in an ample amount of time, then I pass. I'll pass before I do a detail on a job that's not a quality detail of my standards, just because I'm trying to meet somebody's timeline. You know, because while you detail a car, things do come up. I've built cars, and I've been building cars ever since 1979. I say I've been detailing since 1980. I only say that for the purpose of I was told if you're not making a living doing what you're doing, or if you're not making money for whatever trade you're doing, your trade is a hobby. So all the other years I did detail, when I was doing it for my mom, helping my friend clean their car. And when I first started in '74, when I first bought my first bicycle, you might as well say I was doing it for a hobby. In 1980s, the first time somebody paid me to do automotive detail for them. And to be honest, I didn't even know people paid people to clean cars. I had a guy that I knew, and he saw me one day buffing my car out, and he lived around the corner from me, and he stopped and got out and talked to me, asked me how long I've been buffing cars. I told him I had just started. And I had this old buffer that was a Milwaukee buffer. It felt like one of them shipyard grinding tools you use to do shipyard grinding on like tugboats and ships. It was just that damn heavy. That was one of the heaviest buffers I own today. And he told me that he was working at a dealership and they paid him to clean cars. And I'm like, no kidding? He said, no kidding. He said, money in cleaning cars, you can get paid. I said, you think your job will hire me? And he said, yeah. Come in there and fill out an app and tell them that I told you. His name was Rodney. Rodney said, tell him you know Rodney, and you get hired on, which I ended up doing, and I did get hired on. That was at Grady Druid in Mobile, Alabama, because I'm a born and raised native of Mobile, Alabama. And for those that don't know, Mobile, Alabama actually sits on the Gulf Coast. So I'm a Gulf Coast, not an East Coast, West Coast guy. I'm a Gulf Coast guy. All right, I have covered the areas that I wanted to cover. I've covered the areas I wanted to cover for its prepping. I'm gonna wait to do the door jams. I think I'm gonna start prepping, start getting some of the solution off the car. If I can figure out where I'm at. I'm gonna have to stand back a little bit because, like I said, this car got a lot of debris on it. Let me see. just walked the smooth down, and I'm gonna look at the motor right quick and see if the motor looks as good as I like. I want to mention something else too. When I was talking about safety, to be honest with y'all, I should have on goggles because there's a lot of debris fly off these engines when you're doing the engines or the door jams, and you can't get debris in your face. I have got debris in my face. I've gotten splashes of acid in my face, but those goggles, they fog up a lot, and I can't see worth nothing with the goggles on. So really, I'm taking a chance prepping the motor with no goggles on, but this motor is so dirty, I wouldn't even be able to see what I was doing. It would actually take me longer. You know, so I might say it's better to take a little longer than damage your eyesight, and they're true about that. I've been pretty fortunate to where something blow back in my face. I've been able to close my eyes or step back to the point where I can avoid it getting in my eyes. So I just wanted to mention that to you. Yes, I done got debris blowback in my eyes. Yes, I should be wearing goggles, but I'm not. So that's what I'm saying that to say it's best to wear goggles as much as possible when you're doing motor and door jams. While you're doing the actual detail work, it's best at least wear the back brace while you're working, and when you're taking a break or whatever, take it off. And I suggest for knee pads, when you're not using, just push them down by your ankle. That's what I do. When I'm not on my knees, I just push them down. Now I'm going to attempt to blow this motor completely dry, like I said earlier. I'm going to blow around all the injectors, all the electrical parts that I can get with the air, reach with the air. And hopefully when I start this car up, when I try to start this car, it start up. Positive, having air to blow around all the moving parts that I got wet when I was deep-rooting the motor. I've been a real big plus in not having cars, not wanting to. I'm going to go back and try and put some engine dressing on the motor. You got some auto salons and some detail shops. Auto salons and dealerships. You got some that don't believe in dressing motors. Then you got others that do. I'm one of the ones that believe in it. Do I believe in dressing motors? I believe in shining all the vinyl leather with dressing. And I'm not talking thick dressing that collects dust and all that or a little too greasy. I have my solution that I use to shine motors and door jams. Motor, door panels, the rails on the floorboard, and sometimes Depends on the condition of the seat. If I clean them and they real dull, to the point where they look too clean, and if I feel like the customer might not like it like that, or if this leather looks so clean, but it looks like I need to restore some kind of finish to it to keep it from drying out, I use some leather protection stuff or some type of solution to treat it with. I'm going to step over here because I thought I had anything, but I don't. And I want to get my engine dressing. I'm going to dress the engine, then while dressing it, once I'm through dressing the engine, I'm going to close the hood, let the car run, and then I'm going to do the door jams. Door jams, and then I'm going to do the exhaust pipes, and I'm going to use acid on exhaust pipes. I'm going to use wheel acid on the front grille. The front grille is some cheaper version of chrome, but it do shine up, and it can take acid as long as you don't make it too strong. And it helps clean that supposed to be chrome grill, make it look more shiny and new looking, give it more of a new looking finish. So I'm gonna put wheel acid on that too. And then the rest will be just regular prepping. I'm gonna close this hood, and I'm gonna have my camera person give y'all a real good shot on how bad this paint is. I'm gonna do not only am I just gonna clay bar this car, I'm gonna use, I'm gonna give it an acid wash too, because the paint on this car is real bad. And see, like every bird that wanted to was able to drop their droppings on this car, and the person that owned this car didn't do anything to try to take care of the paint, to put any kind of wax on it where the paint would have a repellent on it to at least not let all the bird droppings penetrate to the paint. Not only that, I see tree sap too. Okay, I'm gonna fire the motor up, and I am going to start doing the door jams. Let's see if this costs off. There we go. Sounds like I could do it before I do the motor. And that's what I wanted. If this motor could talk, it would thank me for doing a good job on cleaning it. All right, next thing is to prep the door jam. I got the motor done. I got the fuel door, and I got the back truck there. Now it's time for me to, and I also prepped the rails right here to get all the moss and stuff out of the rubber piece around the door. Now it's time for me to prep the door jams. Come back and use acid on this grill. But right now I'm using deep grease. So I gotta use acid on the grill too. that motor purring. It's running smooth. It would have been real, real bad. I'm on live for the first time. And I'm talking about not covering the motor or not leaving the car running when I do a motor. And then the car don't start. Wow, man, that would be like a big bumper right there. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. That's kind of something that'll be hard for viewers to grasp, especially if they're not really detail oriented, and they watching this video hoping to learn something from somebody that call themselves a professional and said he's been doing this for 40 years plus and to work at numerous dealerships and salons. That would look pretty bad, even though things do happen. I'm just glad it didn't happen today. So like I said, this is my first time going live. I get ready to bust this car. I'm going to put a blank across the windshield and I'm going to cover this up with no wax will get in there. A lot of details today, and I'm only speaking about the ones I was working around. They just don't do anything to try to prevent getting waxed on trim and motors. I never understood why you decided to do a job, especially if you're making it your profession. You tell somebody that's what you do for a living. Why would you try one thing about this stuff here, these vertebrae, and these trims right here, it's flat colored. You get wax on that, if you're not prepared to paint that, to cover the wax stains, you're not going to get the wax stains out. They're going to be permanent stains. I know you could probably use some lacquer, and you could use other chemicals to make it look better. You might even can use some type of silicone-based stuff to shine it back up. All that stuff is temporary. Why you going to have to use something temporary when you take maybe 10 to 20 minutes to take all this out, put a blanket right here that'll cover the water blades and the motor part that's black right here flat, cover this part up. Why not just spend an extra 20 minutes doing that? Then you can feel free to buff like you want to and not get none of the compound on the damn trim piece. Now if you got a car, old school car got enough to chrome, it's not gonna hurt. It's only when the pieces are like this here made of material like this. I've had managers tell me don't leave no signs that he detailed the car other than good professional work. I'm talking about leaving waxing all the cracks, wax around the door handles, wax around the emblems, wax around that front grill over there. He said once you leave that wax, the next person come look at that car, they can tell it's been detailed. But they can tell it's been detailed for other reasons, not just because the car is shiny and maybe the motor shine up and the tires are shine too, but by the after effects of them not taking the time to do something about not messing these up. I have no problem taking up all my motors, all my things. call me old school. They call me old school for two reasons. One, because they know I like driving old school cars. Like I said, cars in the 70s, from 1970 to say 77, and I refer very to any other car, more than Oldsmobile, more than money. I'm a very man. So, I drive old school cars, and because of my method of detail. Before I got my first chance to bump all the detail shops and dealerships I worked at down south, which was in Alabama and Georgia. They paid all detailers that knew how to buff more money. People that did the prep work and the Terry, they got less money because they felt like the buffing was more of a trade and took more of a technique. Instead of doing good, I prep power. I never really liked doing the Terry, but I did interiors and brothers maybe for the first 3 years before I actually started pumping on a regular basis. For example, they might let me bump a car every time, but it wasn't considered my job title. My job title changed once I got to Georgia in the middle of April. From prepping and interior man to exterior buff man. And I tell you, that was a good feeling when I finally graduated. I have been practicing on my own. I've been doing motor details. I've been doing everything I wanted to do to make sure I'm ready when my time comes to be able to do buff jobs for salon on a regular basis or dealership. That way I'll be ready and hopefully I can impress them enough. Like right now I'm spraying the wheel acid that I told you on the grill. I'm gonna let it sit a little bit. I usually spray some G-grease on there on top of the acid just to keep the acid from penetrating the paint and possibly damaging it. Plus, I didn't mix this acid. You never know when you're working at a salon or dealership who pre-mixed the acid. Some people use their acid almost strong. Some people acid are weak. When they make it weak. And some people make it in between. So since I don't be knowing who made the acid, if I didn't make it, then I'll spray some grease over the emblem to make sure while the acid is sitting doing its thing, it's sitting on top of the grease too. And my chances of damaging the paint is less. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back, get my degreaser, because I'm going to hit the emblems in the back. And I want to make sure I don't leave acid on there too much. Okay. To be honest, doing the exterior buff job on this car is going to be harder than doing the whole damn car. But doing the exterior buff, I'm going to be doing the headlights too. But even if I didn't do the headlights, just the exterior buff on this car alone is going to take me a while. Because there's so many methods I could try to make this paint look better And I don't really know which one's gonna work first. I gotta try them. I heard the first two that I basically would do on the car in this condition work. If not, then I gotta pick my brain, figure out what else I wanna do. And I've been in this trade long enough to know when to stop. Back when I first started detailing, I'd be working on paint, sometimes trying to remove scratches. I'm talking about at the time when it wasn't hardly no clear coat cars. It was still just face coat wax, so not wax for paint. Most cars had stage one paint job. And if you fuck too hard on a stage one paint job, you're going to be hitting the front. And I've had that happen, thinking that I could get the scratch from my board. And then I'm having to have that area traced up by body. Hit it one more time, but if you look at the grill, it's shining. I'm going to do the grill one more time. I almost forgot to do the exhaust pipe. I almost forgot to do the exhaust pipe. I didn't use steel wool or something. If the acid I'm getting is good on these steel wool and paper. If the real acid work for me in all the ways together. All right. Exhaust pipe. This got a hook on it. Emblem. This emblem too. One on the wheel, then I'm gonna back the car back a little bit, get the other part of the tire. If I wasn't going line 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't even wash this car. I done already did all the door jams. I have the rim done. I've done the motor. This car really don't have no dirt on it, but for the sakes of having the clay bar and get an acid wash, I'm gonna get just enough soap on this car to do that. Matter of fact, I might just use the soapy mitt and wash the front end down with the soapy mitt, then go back over it with the acid and do it like that. I'm not sure how I don't know if I want to saturate the whole car with soap, because back in the days, in the late 70s and 80s, you got a car like this, the old school detailer that was detailing way before me, just say the OG detail guys. They would say, son, that car don't have no mud on it. It got a little dust. Do the rims, do the full prep job on it, including motor. And then after you do that, just wipe the car down or leave the car dusty. Use that dust as another form of compound. Because really compound is like grind up sandpaper mixed with some other chemicals, right? And the grittier the buffing compound is, the more sandpaper is in it. So if you got cutting cream that's not that abrasive, meaning that it's not designed to cut too hard or penetrate through paint, that's like having light dust on your car. That's why a lot of the OG detail guys felt like if the car went muddy or dirty, completely dirty, why even down wash the car? Use that as active ingredient with the cutting cream and hopefully you can bring the paint out more. I done tried it and ever since I tried it, it worked. You just gotta know when to do it and how to do it. You can't do it on the car that's filthy. But this car right here is not really dirty. And the amount of buffing I'm out to do on this car, it's almost like I'm wasting my time. Really, washing, give me this car body a complete wash. Because I'm going to buff everything to this car. But before I buff this car, I'm going to clay bar this car, I'm going to acid wash. Anything that you see now on this car, if you was here to feel it, it's going to feel smooth. I'm not saying no burst thing's going to go away. I'm not saying the precept's going to go away. I'm not saying that all the acid water spot's going to go away. What I'm saying is the paint is going to be smooth and it's going to be ready for me to start my first round or first step of buff. So to be honest, I really don't have to wash outside the back of this car like this. Because I'm going to do a complete buff job on this car. More likely I'm going to end up doing a 3-step method. For those that don't know what the term of 3-step, now they're saying cut and buff, exterior detail. Some people would even say paint protection, paint correction. For a long time, I didn't know what paint, well, not for a long time, but for a minute I didn't know what paint correction meant because I was used to exterior buff, the words exterior buff, and the words cut and buff. Then all of a sudden I started hearing people say, oh man, I did a paint correction on this car. And I'm like, paint correction? So then I started wondering what they meant. Was it some kind of new form that I didn't know about and I wanted to know? So I went on YouTube, and when I watched the first guy do his paint correction, he was doing a cut and buff, or he was doing exterior detail. So I asked another detailer that's been detailing maybe 30-something years. I said, man, that damn paint correction thing is nothing but a cut and buff, right? He said, yeah, they just changed the name to go with the times. I'm like, wow, man. They go to show the names change, but the method of doing things and stuff like that sometimes stay the same. So I try to remember to say cutting buff, paint correction, or full detail when I talk about doing a full exterior buff on the car. That way, whatever generation you fall in, whatever term they might have used when you use detailing cars, they just use detailing cars, then you'll know what I'm talking about. For a minute, I didn't know what they were talking about. I had to ask somebody. They had just changed the name. The method didn't change, but what they called it changed. Okay, I'm going to rinse this off, do the wheels, and then it's going to pass the wheel. It's time for me to do, I think I'm going to do a clay bar. After I rinse it, I'm going to go from clay bar to acid wash. And like I said, I'm not going to wash. I'm not going to even wash it. Just going to say to the field. It's old heat. Now, I can also show my videos because I've been doing this over 40 years. I can show you how to do a full detail on the car without even using no soap and water. Not on the outside, I can do a full detail outside, a whole exterior buff job with cleaning the rims and the motors and the door jam without using no water. The builds out there that listen to me talk, ponder on that. See if you can figure out how I did that. got pictures of me doing it. Because I love photos, detail photos. I might just do it. This would have been a car to do it. But it would have took a lot of degreaser, a lot of wheel acid. Without getting the car wet, I'm trying to not get the body wet. Period. To get the rims and the motor clean, but to get the rims clean, I would have had to use acid. To get the motor clean, I would have used degreaser. I just went and used no water to rinse it out. Time for tray bar. And like I said, I am not going to wash this car. I'm just going to take the tray bar, run along with, I could have used soap and water, but I'm not going to use soap and water. I'm going to use, make sure I'm not using the wrong stuff. What I know is in it. I'm going to use what some people call showroom finish, showroom shine. This is not looking right. Excuse me for a second. I'm going to walk over to my workstation and I'm going to get what I know is actually is. Now I'm looking like coming out of that. Some people call this showroom shine. Some people call it snappy shine. It's actually like a liquid wax. I'm going to use this with the clay bar, and I'm going to clay bar the car down. After I clay bar the car down, then I'm going to give it an acid bath. Probably going to acid windows too. Just in case the windows got water spots on it. Now, a lot of places are getting away with using the old school, old-fashioned clay. They're using these clay rags. To be honest, no disrespect to clay rags, but I don't like that. They don't seem to go into the paint good enough to take the debris off the paint. I'd rather just do it the old-fashioned way. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Like I said, I've been detailing since '79. I started getting paid in '80 to do details, but I didn't clay bar my first car. Hear me good. I didn't clay bar my first car until 2007, but I started getting paid to detail in 1980. The way we got a car smooth without using clay bar. And we used the wool pad and cutting cream, the old-fashioned way. We buff on it until it got smooth. Then they came out with the clay bar that helped assist you with the buffer. Help you get some of the debris or film or some cases overspray off the body of the car. And I was like, man, I don't have to do that. I can buff a car and get it smooth. So I was working out in Bellevue, Washington at a dealership that sold, I think, 4 lines of cars. They sold Mercedes, Volvo, Porsche, and Audi, right? And their procedure, like I was talking about how you do the motor with the car running, their procedure for all cars, they all, when you're doing the outside and the exterior buff, all cars do clay bar. I told the director that I didn't have to clay bar a car to get the paint smooth. He didn't believe me. He asked me to give him a demonstration. So I told him, I asked him if I gave him a demonstration, would he consider not having me clay bar every car like the procedures say in the employee handbook for details. And he told me he'll consider it. So I pulled out the buffer, pulled out the wool pad. I had my own Makita buffer with me. I had my spur to get my pad all fluffed all out. And I gave him a demonstration on the hood. And I did the hood of a white Mercedes. It was a used car, but it was a white Mercedes, 4-door sedan. And I got through buffing it with that wool pad and that cutting cream. The damn director ran his hand across the paint, and he said, "Man, that is real smooth. I don't believe you was able to do that. I never heard nobody doing that. I never seen nobody do it before. It works." I say, "So do that mean I don't have to clay bar every car?" And he told me, "No, it don't." He said, "The procedure states you use clay bar and you use clay bar." He said, "I'm already letting you do motors without needing the car running." He said, "If I keep on letting you change things, it's going to be almost like this your business instead of our business." And he said that I just wanted to see if you could actually do it. And you could do it. He said, "But always remember, the first car that you stall out because you didn't leave the motor running, and we have to pay to have technicians work on it." He said, "I hope it be a Porsche, something really expensive, because you're stubborn." He said, "We're going to charge you what we would a customer to get that car to run right. We're not going to even let you have an employee discount because you're not following procedure." And I said, "Okay." I worked for him for a year. I didn't stall out not one car. I didn't have to pay on the phone. I want to advise anybody else to do that unless they really believe in their work. And you can believe in yourself and your work and quality of work and your skills and still make a mistake. I just got fortunate. I didn't. But I already had said that the way things are for me, if I stalled out a car, it was going to be a Porsche. And it probably would have cost me a minimum of $500 or more to get it to where it's run right. I just got fortunate. It didn't happen. Like I said, I skipped washing this car for the sakes of time, and it didn't really need to be washed because it wasn't dirty. I don't suggest everybody do that. I'm really doing my first video. Maybe I shouldn't have did it, but I believe in detail being the last result. It's where you started before you did the car and where you end up. There's so many parables in between that you can make a mistake right as long as you don't burn through no paint or fix a car where it's not gonna run. As long as the wreck truck don't have to come get it and take it somewhere, or no mechanic don't have to have it take it to a stall to fix it, then you did all right. As you look at this paint, as I'm clay barring this, you don't see a whole lot of, you don't see no dirt. You don't see dirty water. Look at the color of the soap. Look at the color of the soap. If this car was completely dirty, soap would be brown. This soap is white. That's one of the reasons why I didn't wash this car. because I already knew it wasn't dirty because I could tell by the way it looked. We got a car wash here. Looked like he might have been running it through the car just to get some of the dirt off the body. Then I'm going to go back over it, like I said, and do an acid wash. And the acid wash is going to help with the water spots. It might not take them all out, but it's going to help. And I'm going to do the water spot. It's called a water spot removal. I'm going to do a water spot removal on the whole body and on the windows. Then I'm going to dry the car off, blow the jams out again. Then if time permit me, then I'm going to buff the hood and the front filter if time don't. Second segment of this hopefully will be next Sunday, and I'll keep y'all posted. I don't really like BMW interior, the way it feels, but what I do like is they use something similar to leather. So even though this car got a little water in it when I was prepping it, I'm gonna leave the windows down. By the next time I start on this car gonna be completely dry inside. I'll run the heater for about 30 minutes in this car, put it somewhere where it can run, and the exhaust won't be interfering with what I'm gonna do next. Because like I said, I got to about 10:30 on this car. I don't really know what time it is now, but I'm thinking I'm probably getting close. I'm hoping I get a chance to do some bumping. If I get a minute after I get up and running on my second project, and if I got this car taped up and masked off where I won't mess with the trim, I might even try to squeeze in and do the buffing of the hood and the front fender. But if not, I'll let y'all know. I'll keep you posted. And then next week, worst case scenario, next week, you can watch me do the buff job on the car from start to finish, and I should be able to do the headlights too next week. So right now, I'm running the clay bar over the whole surface of the car. And after that, I'm going to get an acid bath. Another reason why I didn't wash the car, because I'm going to dip my mitt in soapy water. I'm going to pour acid onto the mitt, and I'm going to give the car an acid bath wash. So it's like I would have been washing this car twice if I would have went on and washed it. That's another reason why I didn't wash it. I see a lot of people, I know some of them probably customers, and maybe some new beginner detailers don't know you cannot wax these. Once you put cutting creams on it, you turn white. You either have to replace them or paint them back. But you can take a finishing pad, which is the last step of a buffing technique, finishing pad, and with no cream, you can buff these out and they'll shine. You don't have to put no wax on them. But if you do, you done already damaged them. You got to figure out a way to make them right. And a lot of times people, if it's a used car, the detailer that do it, he just leave it like it is. And then with some customers buy it, then they want to know what can you do, and you stop telling them the only thing you can do is cover it up because you don't have the chemicals or the means to make it right. So let's face it, most detail shops don't even cover it. Carry, oh, you can tell that needs clay bar. By the way it sounds more harsh than any other part of the car. They're not even equipped. And if you get some paint, it might not be the same color this. Even if you get black flat. I don't know if y'all can hear that noise, but it sounds like sandpaper. That means that either odor spray or some kind of debris is on the bottom rocker panel in this car. Because of the way it sounds, I'm going to go back and hit the other side. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Because that sounds pretty rough. This gunner don't sound like that. It sounds like it's supposed to. It's when I'm down at the last rocker on. All right. I'm gonna go back and hit that last rock on the other side, make sure I didn't miss anything. Then it'd be time for acid wash. What's good is these wiper blades come up. So it allow me to do the acid wash good. I'm gonna put some soap on the front windshield real good, because when I'm doing the acid wash, the soapy and the acid mixed together, it's gonna fall on this. So to keep from staining it, I'm gonna get it real soapy, so the debris that comes from the windshield will fall on top of the soap. Hopefully doing it that way, it won't damage the motors there. That goes across the wheel. That's the wiper blade. Now if you hit it on the sound like that. So whatever it was is just on the other side. That's fine. All right. When I was talking about playground, I was actually talking about this. I didn't see it on the ground. All right. Time for the acid bath. Before the acid bath, soak down the bumpers to get the acid something to sit on. Soak down all the bumpers. Front and back. Next time I go over, I'm going to have acid in the middle. And I'm going to wash the car with acid. That's another reason why I'm going to wash this car. Because I knew I was going to wash it with the acid in it. And like I said, it wouldn't do it. Not like that. All right. I got all the one cold, so doing that, hopefully if the acid drip down, you're not going to mess up the motor. Got a wiper blade around the door. All right, acid. I've seen people spray acid onto the body. And that's all right is what you want to do. But I've also seen people leave streaks in the tank because they told to spray the car down with the acid. And as they were steaming on the car, it sat in the area too long, they left runs in the tank. Good possibility you're not going to get the runs out. That's why I'm going to pour my acid, like I'm doing right here, onto my mitt. Now, it would have been nice if I made this acid, but it was pre-mixed. That way I would know how strong, and would get a better idea on how long I wanted to leave it on the surface of the car. Some acid is so weakly made, that you might have to do an acid wash twice. And that's really wasting a lot of time. Some is so strong, you got to get the acid off right away, off the surface, or it's going to damage it. I don't know which this acid is. So once I get the car completely covered, I am going to come back and start rinsing it out for the sake of maybe this acid is too strong. In the process, I'm hoping I could get rid of the acid water spots that might be on the door windows or the body of the car. All right. Got it going really good right there. I'm not doing this car for speed. I already told myself it's a good possibility I won't get the past prepping this car because of time for my next job will start about 11:15, particularly Eastern time, 11 o'clock. So I'm going at a pace that I'm comfortable with and a pace that won't allow me to forget where I'm at and do an accurate job. And that's what it's all about. Like with this acid wash, if I still see water spots, then I'm going to have to use the buffer try to get the rest out. I'm not gonna go back over this car with another acid wash, because the paint is damaged. And I don't want to make it worse. So what all I don't get off, I'll try to get it off of my buffer. A good clean wool cutting pad with the cutting compound I got, I can make it look good. You gotta always bear in mind when you're doing a used car. If I had to guess, this car is no more than 2010, maybe 2007, I'm not sure. But I know this for a fact the paint ain't good. Because it's been abused, so I'm not gonna add any damage to the paint. It's not already there. My job is to try to correct stuff. Enhance the paint, not damage the paint. Wow. It's hard to believe I'm 62 years old and I started getting paid to detail cars in 1980, which I was 19 years old in 1980. A long time. So I'm gonna say I grew up in the detail. All right. Let me see. Not sure where I put my spray bottle. But I'll find one after a while. Oh, here we go. I pre-mixed all my chemicals yesterday evening before I left work because I wanted to be ready without having to make any stops to keep running with chemicals. I think I'm going to mix my hand out. Then I'm going to rinse the soap off the acid. Then it's time to dry this car out. And at that point, I'll find out what time it is. So I can get an idea on how much more I can do. That's how I try to do it. Sometimes I get in my zone and I just start spraying water like a kid playing water that ain't used to it. And God knows I'm used to it. This is what I do sometimes. The motor's still running and it sounds fine. I did good. Another car started up. There's something else I want to say, only because you never know who's watching the video. Now I might watch it somewhere in the future because it's going to be online. When you've been detailing cars a long time, doing things systematically or detailing in A, B, C, and D order to get very damn boring. So sometimes you have to do things to mix it up. And I started mixing it up a whole lot when I started being at a dealership that had 6 detailers and I made number 7. It might be 2 guys in the wash bay doing a prep and you waiting to get in the wash bay. Okay, you losing time because you getting paid by the job to do this car, but you're not doing the car because you're waiting on them guys to get through. So then you learn to work around them guys. You learn to do things that's going to make your job easier or at least make up for the time. So I'm saying if 2 guys are prepping the car and I can't prep the car because I can't get in, instead of just waiting around not doing nothing, I pull out the mats on the car, I clean the mats, I blow that car completely out, I vacuum clean that car from the driver all the way to the back seat, floorboard. Then if I have time, I'll work on the trunk. I do as much as I can. And if the door jambs ain't that dirty, I'll put some degrease on a rag and I'll wipe out every damn door jam. That way when I get in there, I prep it, I ain't really gotta go back and do the jams again, and I ain't lost no time. I've seen beginner detailers, they don't really care, they don't understand the fundamental of detailing and making up time. Back when you could smoke in dealerships or smoke in public in general, the guy might smoke a cigarette, he might listen to some music, he might eat a lunch, he might go walk off and talk to his friend. But the car's sitting right there, he ain't going nowhere. And if you're getting paid per car, you want to use your time as wisely as possible. So I did this car as much in order as my mind would let me do. Only because I'm the only person in the wash bay, and I got viewers that's gonna look at this. And some people, even non-detailers, if they look at the way I work and I'm not working in a systematic order, they can't understand why I'm working like that. I work like that a lot of times because I've been doing it so long, I gotta mix it up. If not, I would have got tired of doing automotive details a long time ago. But man, this is not my channel. I'm about to walk over to my ladder and get my channel. That's the channel that's completely destroyed. I'm gonna dry this car out. Once I dry it out, I'm gonna pull it over my stall and blow it out with air. And hopefully I can turn it off the tube. That's what I want to do. I'm glad about the prep I was able to do on the car. But like I said, I want to bust it. If I see where I take bust it, at least the hood like I want to, I might not attempt to report it, or I might just bust the set to give y'all the demonstration on how I might look. That would be good if I could do that. I can't bust the whole hood, if I could just bust a section. And I forgot to get my book out of my life. They got one over there, I guess I'll have to. It's the same brand. But my buffer don't have a lot of miles on it because it's new. And I own about 4 Makita buffers. So I don't have to use this one in my locker that often. I was meaning to get it before I got started, I just forgot. So I might attempt to use their buffer. In my hands, it feels wore out. I don't like using tools that feel wore out. All my tools that start feeling like that, I replace them. I replace them with something new, and I keep the other tools around just in case I need them in the future. I've been on full detail jobs. I had 3 buffers in my car. In the trunk of my car, riding with me when I'm doing the mobile detail, and all 3 stopped working. And to keep me from not being able to finish the job, I'd take the money that the people were gonna pay me for doing the job and go buy another buffer. I never got mad about it because I knew buffers make money. So I like, okay, that's another buffer I got once I get it fixed. That's how I ended up with 4 buffers. Because of that purpose. One stopped working or one was getting old. And I thought it might have been getting a little tired. So I turned around and bought another one. Had that one rebuilt and used it for a backup. I've used force buffers. I use Black & Decker, Milwaukee, which was the heaviest buffer I ever picked up. And DeWalt, Black & Decker, Milwaukee, and some that wasn't name brand period, and Makita. I like the Makita veritable speed buffer more than all of them. DeWalt, Black & Decker, and those 2 buffers was veritable speed, just like my Makita, and they're good buffers. I just refer to Makita for my own reason. And so all the buffers that I own right now are all Makita. I could take a Makita with messing with the dialing speed, depends on the chemicals and what kind of buffer pads I need to use and what results I'm trying to get from the buffer job. And I can do all I need to do versus somebody selling me these new $1,000 buffers that only last maybe a year if they last that long. All right. I see a little stuff I did there money did, but better keep this detail up with. Inside of this car will be the most easy part of this whole car. We got leather seats and it's black inside. The hardest part of this car is going to be the headlights and the stereo bus jar. Yeah, I'm gonna have time to buff this hood, at least buff on it. Cause the rest of the car can kind of like drive on its own. One thing about a car that has drive lane and no lights on it, and it's door, it drive fast. Not only does it drive fast, it makes the chassis feel like it's willing to get something, a rough surface, because there's no wax on it. I didn't expect for the acid valve to get none of these spots off the car. Well, let me tell you this. Tree sap, bird droppings. I wasn't looking for the acid wash to get none of that off. I just wanted, if it had water spots, I wanted to take off some of the water spots off the windows and off the body of the car. That's why I gave it acid wash. I knew it was going to take a wool pad with some buckets to get that. So I'm gonna move this car over in my stall, and then I'm gonna set it up to get ready and start buffing at least a part of the hood. I'm gonna back it up over here and get ready. Start buffing out. Cover underneath the hood. I'm gonna wipe the hood down with lacquer. Just another procedure we do at the dealership I'm working at. I clayballed and gave it an acid wash, but this lacquer, he'll take whatever. If it's in it to burn it out, lacquer take it off. I'm gonna do the whole car, but right now I'm just gonna wipe down the hood with it, and I'm gonna wipe down the trunk. And I'll go back and get the other part later. Man, this paint is really in bad shape. And I really don't want to take the time to go get my own buffer out of the lockers. Just gonna throw me behind. So I am gonna attempt to use, wow, look at that paint. It's in bad shape. All right, I'm gonna wipe the trunk down. Then I'm gonna take off these chemical gloves and put on some more gloves. Yeah, this paint is in bad shape. From nicks to scuff marks that remove paint. But like I said, it's an old car, and this is what you get when you have an old dark car that haven't had any love, any automotive detailing love. All right. I'm gonna have my cameraman shoot how the motor look a little bit. I'm gonna shine it up a little bit more, but that's how it looks now. I'm not quite through with it. We gotta give you a glance on how it looks. I'm gonna spray it one more time. I'm happy with how this motor turned out. First of all, the car started back up after I started it. Second, I got all the grease off of it, at least on the top part of the engine, as far as I could get with the pressure washer and the degreaser. I was able to clean. So that was a plus for me. And with this heat from the motor, it's gonna look better when it dries some more. I can already see the difference. All the trash that was up in there is all gone. You get a customer that got this car that know it's been sitting under a tree and it might have rodents under the hood, they pay stuff like that attention. They want to see how it's gonna look after you clean the motor, because they know how it looks before you clean it. Okay, that's good for now. I'm gonna put these blankets And like I said, for the sake of me not having to go get my own buffer, I'm going to pick up this wore out Makita and get what I can do before I have to stop. I'm coming down to maybe 30 minutes or less. At least in that length of time, I can get some of the hood buffed on. Give y'all a demonstration of what I'm talking about. For those that don't know, and I know it's a lot of them, I have earned the name, the nickname in the buffing trade since '97. The guys that buffed around me, with me, that I worked around or worked for me when I had my business, I earned the nickname Buff Guard. And instead of saying Buff Guard, they just say BG, the Buff Guard. And they say I could buff so good I should have been a guard. And I say, just a buff guard. Just a person that knows how to work the buff. Made a lot of mistakes. And this kind of job, especially buffing cars, practice makes perfect. If you're not willing to learn from your mistakes, if you're not willing to realize you made a mistake and figure out how to not make it again, you're kind of in the wrong trade. The car's going to change. There's going to be times you thought you did what you're supposed to do to pay to get the best results. You might not get the best results, or in the process of trying to get the best results, you might mess something up. You know, it happens to the best of people. Happened to me. It haven't happened to me in a long time, but it's happened. When I say a long time, I'm talking about maybe 15 to 20 years. But back when I was making those kind of mistakes, they were driving kind of regular. But that's the price of me learning. And since I didn't know how to buff, and I was learning how to buff, I didn't sacrifice nobody else's car. I used my own car. Yeah. I'm not going to do that much, just a quick demonstration. I'm going to tape up all the trim, all the black pieces on this car, but not today. I'm just doing the part that I'm going to buff off. I'm going to give y'all a quick demonstration because I need to get ready to sign out soon. Plus my batteries. Tune in, hopefully, to next week. I'll advertise it throughout my new Facebook page, detailing page. And for those who want to see phase 2, then you're welcome to tune in. I'll keep you posted. If something come up, and I'll have to change the dates and time. I'll let y'all know. All right. I don't even have my spurs, though. I don't know where that's at, but get it. I want to say this. There's no way in the world this DA machine is going to do anything to paint that bad. So I am not even attempting to use the DA. And I say anybody that got a car this bad and they damn try to use a DA, I would say first, maybe they experienced, didn't let them know they couldn't use it, or maybe they scared to buff. Because that DA is not going to do what needs to be done in this paint. It's not going to do a fraction. If I had to use a DA to do this guy's car, I wouldn't even do this car. I'm not into it to make myself look bad. I'm at the end of my hurrah in the detail game, and I want to go out like a champ. And using that DA to try to cut through some paint like this is not going out like a champ. Not in my book. That will make people wonder how long have I really been doing detail. All right, let me get this old raggedy buff. I really don't want to use it, but when you see me next time on my next detail, you'll see me using my newest machine. And pads all right. This thing is all about working good. Using this rubber, this sorry pad. What you expect to do with all this junk on this pad? I really hate the idea I didn't get my buff out of the lock. Really a no-no for me. But everything has been successful. And this is just going to be a demonstration. Anyway, you get a chance to see how I really get down on the next episode. The next session. This thing's so raggedy, it'll hook the new car to this old raggedy ass thing. That's all right. I'm not gonna do much. Just enough to give y'all a demonstration. Now those headlights, the way I'm gonna do them, I'm gonna go back and use the buffer. I think I do buffing it out. Bear in mind, this is not my buffer. I take better care of my equipment, and but it saves some time, and my battery get low. This is some pretty heavy compound. We got some that's more abrasive, but then you have to ask yourself how abrasive you want to give it paint this old. This is a new class, so you're gonna get dust flying off, wool. See that hammer tilting? Normally I would have started way up there, but like I said, this ain't my buffer. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna do an area that's I can easily reach, because I'm about to get ready to sign off in about 5 or 10 minutes. So, what all I didn't get is what I get in the next session. All right, camera person, come in a little bit closer and get that, and I'm gonna hit it again. Then I'm gonna go over it with a second step. But I just wanna go on it with the first step. And if you look at this and compare to this, if you come over on this way, cameraman, come over this way. Shine right here, and you see how dull it's getting over there? You can see the difference in the paint gloss. You got a gloss here and it's smooth, and then you got a non-gloss over there. This is the area I buff. I stop by right here. Okay, I'm gonna do another little bit area, and then I'm gonna switch over to a second step. I think I am gonna go right there and hit a second step, and then I'm gonna call it good. Next time I'll do the whole buff job. it's normal for the wool to come off because it's a brand new pad. I have a pad in my bag that's already been broke in that wouldn't let off enough wool. This one is, but I don't really have time to go to my locker and get my bumper bag. So I broke out a new pad. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna wipe the dust off and I'm gonna go back over it with the second step. Like I said. Okay, we're just gonna end it right there and I come back to the second step. That's good, cut off. Most people know me as DJ, the detailer. Today I'm gonna attempt to finish the exterior belt on this bumper. It's not the bumper, but the BMW. If I'm not mistaken, it is a 325. Yes, it's a 325i. So the first thing I want to talk about briefly, welcome to everybody that's able to attend this section, this exterior bumper section. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about again is how to try to be safe doing this kind of work. I got on the knee pads, I got on back brace, and I also got on elbow pads. I will have on my gloves, but it's best for me to have my gloves so wide into the clutches and taking this masking this car off in certain areas. Now, a lot of people won't spend the time to do this, and for its time's sake, I would say I understand why they don't want to mask the car off. And I would say overall, there's so much cleaning time on cleaning the car after you got exterior bump job off, especially cars that start causing you can have from oxidation to acid water spots, which I already did this acid water spot treatment. My first session was last summer. So what I'm doing is taping around the emblem. I'm going to tape around the grill and other places because I want to cut down on my cleaning time. I was told years ago by a guy, this was back when I first started detailing, like in '80, told me that when you detail a car, the only sign of you detailing that car supposed to be noticed is how good the car look outside or inside. And he says, you're leaving any kind of wax in the cracks or messing up any molders or trim. Not only is you letting somebody else is coming over to talk in detail, you're letting them know that this car is detailed by a person that's inexperienced or don't care enough to take his best interest and customer interest by messing the car. My cleanup time is down to a very low number because I try to take it very early and I think what compound might go. There's an area like this molding right here. This is flat, black, and if you get any kind of compound on this, you're gonna have to replace it, paint it, because 9 times out of 10 it's not coming out. Anything you do to try to make it look better, because you're not prepared to fix it, because you don't have the right color paint, you didn't know you was gonna get it permanent stain. It's just more work. So I'd rather mask off areas that's known to get wax on or compound. Even if I was using wax first instead of paint correction steps, it would be the same thing. If you get anything that got something to do with any kind of wax or compound on, trim like this, trim like up in here, around these window sill and sunroof. Good luck in getting it off. I haven't been successful. I have fixed it temporarily, by shining it up with some type of product that shine more than trim. But it's temporary. And if I'm getting ready to do a customer car, I'm going to do an inspection on the car. And if the molding already got wax or compound on them, then I'm going to let that particular customer know, because they got a thing in the business. The last person worked on it, it's the last person held responsible. Man. Okay. Just use this piece to go over here. Now, this might seem like a lot of work to a lot of people. To be honest, it is. It'll take me about 15 minutes to do this. So once I get this car bumped off and I pull this tape off, then I ain't got to worry about getting all the wax out of the cracks. Because there won't be no wax in the cracks for me to get out. This is the purpose of me doing this. I could have easily take this car up yesterday evening, or I could have got here early before my live session start and did it, but I wanted to do it just to let y'all see the process that I do. There's a lot of younger detailers call me old school because of the process I'm going through now. But when I first started buffing cars out in 79, a lot of cars still had stage 1 paint on them, because a lot of the cars I was doing wasn't brand new. So since it didn't have any clear coat, and you got a car that was completely oxidized, whatever paint that might be oxidized, be it dark green, dark blue, or black, would get on your trim pieces. So I started taping it off, because I'd done a couple of cars previous when I first started buffing, and they was red. And every trim on the car, as I was buffing it, the car did what they call bled, and it bled the color of the car. So the red I was using, because the car was red, I was buffing the car out like this. By the time I hit the trims right here, the motor, I wasn't really paying attention to the blowback coming from the buffer as I'm buffing it. So I'm right here buffing, and all the blowback is getting on this here. When it was time to try to get it off, I tried leptin and other methods, and I couldn't get it off. So the best thing I could is try to dull it by taking what I could get off, and then go back over it with some temporary shiny lubricant, just to try to hide my mistakes. These days, I ain't making those kind of mistakes. Every mistake that I basically made in the automotive detailing trade all came within my first 5 years of doing this kind of work. As time went on, I made less mistakes because I learned from my mistakes. Some of this trim got engine dressing, low back, overspray on it. So I'm wiping it off because the tape won't stick on there. If you look, it looks greasy. That just comes from the product I used on the engine. It got it looking greasy like that. Tape don't want to stick to that surface when it's like that, so I'm going to wipe it down. When I did a Claymore acid water spot removal, and use Lacquer to wipe the whole body of the car down. I had got a lot of this stuff out, but like I said, I dressed the motor. When I dressed the motor, that what you see me wiping out now is that blowback or mist. Silicone stuff is not wax friendly or tape friendly. That's why I try not to use a lot of it. I gave enough on this motor to make the motor work. It would have been easier for me, and maybe in one of my next sessions I do, and it's an exterior detail section. Maybe I'm doing some form of buffing. I'm gonna mask the car off before my session. But this is my first time going live and gonna demonstrate my buffing technique, several buffing techniques I'm gonna use on this car. I just felt like it was good, so I showed y'all what I was doing. To me, this is all part of the prep work. I don't know this much overspray from the engine dresser would have got on this car. I would have wiped it down with lacquer again, or some type of solvent. And I want to be wiping it down now. But since last Sunday, the only time I touched this car was to bring it from where it was to where it is now. Now I did do the full interior, but I did it with a different camera person, and his time was limited. So for the sake of time today, I did the interior. I was gonna show y'all how the interior looks, because I just have to finish treating the leather and give it another light vacuum. But somewhere down the line, I misplaced the keys to the car. They're not where I thought I put them. So next time I have to open the doors on this car, I can still do this session without having to open the doors. But if I would have left the car where it was originally parked, I wouldn't have been able to do this session, because I wouldn't have been in a predicament or in the area where I could have did it. So, yeah, all the doors of the car are locked, and I can't show you the interior, but I can still see outside. Now, up in here, matter of fact, I know what I need to do is kind of I've trained a lot of people, but not on air. So when you training live, you don't watch out to forget some of the steps, or you might look not as organized as you normally would. Like here, while I was taking them other sides off on the door handles, I should have been cleaning these off. I saw it and I thought about it, but I didn't do it. And now after looking at this one, I'm like, man, you need to go ahead and do this right now, but we won't have to do it later. So that's what you see me doing. You get a lot of fingerprints when people open the door and closing the door up in these grooves. And you get customers that know that, maybe because they did it or somebody riding with them did it. It's known to happen on the passenger front and the driver front door. You got some guys that are, and women, that's detail oriented. They already know that when they grip the door like this, their nails are scratching the inside of that. And when you shine a car up like this, the first thing you're gonna see is those scratches if you don't drop it. Smooth them down, because you can't get a buffer in there. I guess if you had time and you were mechanically inclined and you got paid enough money, you probably can take the door handles out and then they got a tool that you can get in there. But I don't know too many detailers that's doing that. Or dealerships or salons that's doing that. If you would have to take this off, the door handle off just to get in there. The quickest way to get it is what I'm doing now, by hand with some cutting cream up in there. I'm gonna have my camera person show you a shot, and then I'm gonna go to the next one, and she's gonna show you how I looked before I did it. Okay. Show this one. Okay, I did that before I actually showered, but I'm showing you now how I look before I do it. Okay, that's how I look now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up, and I'm gonna have to go back and redo the other, well not redo, but do the other two. I taped it up, but I didn't do this. I was gonna go back when I started bumping the car and do it, but I'm right here taping it up, so that's really the best time to do it. Most salons and automotive dealerships are paying their workers flat rate, so for the sake of time, this would be the best way to do it. You do it when you're taking it up. That way you ain't got to go back. But going back is going to cost you more time. So I had to start thinking right quick. As a flat rate guy, they get paid by a job. Because even if this car, say this car pay me $350, I still want to get done with it in a reasonable enough time, as long as the finished product is right. I stay on the car all damn day. I have stayed on cars all day to get them right. Some cases I lost money because I lost time. But the quality of work was there and the customer was satisfied, and that means more than me to me than the amount of money the customer was paying me. Because if I did do a good job, then one bad customer kind of like override 10 good customers. You get one customer say something bad, that'll spread back farther than two customers saying something good. So I try to do all these cars with the attention of they belong to me or a family member or a customer that have to work hard to earn their money, and they're not trying to give their money away. They want to do what they pay for. Okay, my camera person just did another shot on how it turned out, and I'm gonna put some glaze over there to take some of the haziness out, but I'm gonna do that after the buffing. After I do the second stage buffing, I'm gonna use some haze, or I might use some carnauba wax with a spoon and wipe that area out real good, and that'll restore the shine. Okay, got that. Got that. Another good thing about masking these cars off is that sometimes I feel like I'm sleepwalking when I'm detailing, because I've been detailing over 40 years, and sometimes my mind, I've been doing it so long, it's just like second nature to me. Like putting on my pants and tying on my shoes. So I might be working on the car and I might have a million other things on my mind. So putting this tape up here allows me to let my mind wander. And I ain't got to worry about paying for it because I made a mistake because I wasn't being alert. And let's face it, a lot of times we get up and we be in motion to do things and we don't be fully awake. Not to where we feel 100% about what we're getting ready to do. Especially if it's something we don't really want to do. All right, let me cover this part up. Man, I hate getting a detail with somebody else and I already did a detail prior to me, regardless if it was 2 years or whatever, or maybe even a customer that attempted to do their own car and all the molding on it is all white. To be honest, I'd rather not even do that. Because it goes back to what I said. The last person did the job, it's the last person responsible. That's how a lot of people see it. So, and I come across cars like that, I would not damn touch it. Because I don't want my name on it. My name means a whole lot to me. Because I earned it by doing quality work and a lot of work. A lot of hours is tied into me doing this automotive detailing stuff. That's good. I bet. Tell you what, the next time I dress an engine and I'm doing a full bug job on the car, I'm gonna make sure I go back over with some solder or some lacquer, and I'm gonna get off all the overspray, rollback from the silicone. So let's face it, anything you use that shines something up or enhance the look, as far as that kind of product is concerned, got some form of silicone in it. And silicone is greasy. You got something might not be as greasy as others, but it's still greasy. So I should have wiped it off before I started taking it up. But that's good for y'all that watching what I'm doing, you realize the mistake I made, and hopefully you won't make it. Because even at doing this 40-something years, I still make a mistake here and there, but the good thing about me making mistakes is that I've been doing it so long, I can get myself out of it. I can correct what I've done. As long as I don't burn no paint, even these molders, if I didn't take this up and if I damaged them with compound, I could figure out a way, even if I had to take a finishing pad or that you use the glaze and just keep bumping on it to try to buff and shine back, or take some of the compound on the spray out. Now, with that you have to be careful because you don't watch out, you just might burn the pieces. Okay, I feel like I got this pretty checked up. So I want to go back and clean this inside this, and then I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to take here with this. I'm gonna wipe these off and I'll be ready to start, but I think I'm gonna start at the top of the car. Then I'll go from the top to maybe the trunk. Depends on how I'm feeling. And that's another thing too. If I'm training someone that don't have any experience in automotive detailing, I try to do everything like A to Z. That way that person can comprehend what I'm showing them. But when I'm doing something for me, I do it a lot of times according to how I feel. If I think I need to prep the car first, because it's that dirty, or whatever reason, I do that. I got a car that I'm doing an interior on, and the interior is not that dirty where I can wipe the door jams out. I might do the inside of the car first, and then come back and wash it, because I ain't got to worry about prepping it door jams, because the door jams ain't dirty. I wipe them out. And then in the automotive dealerships, a lot of times you're going to have at least 2 detailers. The last 3 dealerships I worked at, they had 6 more detailers besides me, and I'm talking out of 6. 4 was old enough to be, I was old enough to be 4 of them father, and 2 of them, I was old enough to be their grandfather, because I have grandchildren in their age. So I'm competing in a whole different level now with people that's a lot younger. And a lot of cases a lot faster. Usually more sloppy and can't concentrate too long on one thing without being frustrated. If I ever did anything that taught me patience, this is on my list of 1 to 5, and that's detailing. Being a real nasty, grungy, dirty interior, or completely oxidized car. We're not going to talk about boats or mobile homes. I'll say that conversation for another day. All right. This is to brighten the inside of this piece off and smooth down some of the scratches. Like I said, if I had the time and I was getting paid the money, and I felt like I could take this door handle off without having any problem putting it back on, that would be the way to do it. And if you got a detail shop that's telling you they're doing that, and if you can see the results, to me, that's definitely worth the extra dollars they might want to charge you. And that's definitely a place you want to take your car to. Because I'm going to tell you, these days, especially with dealership paying flat rates, a lot of the detailers are just trying to get in and get it going. You're not going to spend a lot of time. All right. I got all these here done. I got every area that I'm planning on buck and trouble. And I'm going to start on the top. I did a little bumping last week on the first session just to see how the paint would look. I already knew the amount of bird droppings, the amount of bird droppings turning this thing to paint. The preset that was on stayed on it so long, I was able to get a lot of it out of the steel. You can still see it in the paint. Kind of like right up here, I'm getting the camera person to show you this. Now I gave this an acid water bath, and I used lacquer to try to get a lot of the tree stuff off. A lot of it came out. I can try some 100% alcohol too. And that's what I ended up getting. This is an old paint. I didn't ask the guy that owned his car how old his car was. But if I had to guess, it's in the 2000s. Maybe early 2000s. I'm gonna dust this off a little bit and see where I'm at. Another thing about a car that paints in this condition, you gotta know how much to buff and when to, basically enough is enough. You get too, you get into it too much, you can create a problem that you can't fix. So you gotta know when to say, okay, you did enough. Yeah. I'm gonna have my camera person just give y'all a shot on. That's just one step right there. That's just a one step of the cut. And I'm using some pretty heavy cutting cream. We have some cutting cream a little harder, a little harsh than that. They got more grit in it. But to be honest with you, this paint being this dull, this old, and this bad, I feel safe with the compound that I got. Because as long as I pay attention to what I'm doing, I ain't got to worry about burning through the paint. And that's one thing I try my best not to do. I got a lot of that behind me. I'm not trying to create a problem. Okay, that's that. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to work on this part next. Now, worst case scenario, if I see where I'm running out of time, I do a cut on this car, the first step, and then I'll turn around and I'll stop, because I got to start another project, 10:30, 11:15. And then next week, I'll just wash this car all over again, and then I'll do the last two steps. That if I can't finish it today. so much trying going on this morning to interfere with me doing this session. When I misplaced the key to this car, yesterday I had put my whole kit in there. The key to bumper that I recently bought, my home center to do the headlight restoration with, bumping pads, my spur to keep my bumping pads fluffy, and a lot of other stuff in the trunk of this car. And since I can't find the key right now, I'm just glad the guy only just told me another key. I gotta stop taking single keys to club. Because when they give me a key and they don't put it on a keychain, it's easy for me to lose it. I'll misplace it. I just didn't have time to keep looking. So I went on and started this session, going the next step and just improvising. You know, I've been doing these dark cars and enjoyed doing it for about 35 years. And I recently just got married, so my wife has been looking at some of my work. And she said something that let me know she was paying attention to what I'm doing. She said, almost every car you got that you have detailed is black and dark. You got so many black and dark cars compared to other cars. And I told her I intentionally did that. I intentionally did that because if you can get a dark car right, if you can get a dark car to look like a mirror, after you ran this wheel pad with this buffer over it, and did the other two necessary steps, sometimes you might go a first step, that's big volume. You don't have to tell a person how good you can buffer car if you got a dark car looking like a mirror. So when I go places, to advertise what I do by showing them, giving them a demonstration on my buffing skills, I pick a dark car. I take a car that most people don't want to, just to show them that I'm confident in my buffing skills and where I am for exterior detail. You know what I mean? Exterior, I'm talking about outside. When you start talking about prepping, door jams, rims, the whole outside of the car, that's my name. It goes with my name. I think instead of Eddie, my name is Eddie. My name, the E also stands for exterior. Because I damn sure to do exterior of the car. And I look forward to doing it. What you see is, this is a new bumping pad. That's why you see all the dust flying. And I see I missed 2 areas I didn't put tape. Right here. And right here. When I was bumping this side over there, I got right here, I had to really pay attention because I realized I didn't have the tape and I didn't want to hit it with the compound and turn it off. So I had to really lock down on that with my eyes to gauge where I was. And to be honest, it's always good to put a shade of tape around this too. But that little piece right there also is true. Alright, I'm going to come back and bust this, then I'm going to do the hood. I'm going to have to hood the trunk. Once I get through the trunk, I'm going to blow some of this dust off. And continue. Too much tape. Matter of fact, I see a couple of safety places I'm going to do it. Now, I could have accidentally hit these And normally I would have taken those, but I didn't. But I got fortunate. You look at it, I didn't mess the trim up. I just had to pay more attention to what I was doing. It's another thing about me taking up a lot of the trim too. Like I said earlier, allows my man to grip off. And if I get close to the motor than what I thought, or even if I got closer than I thought I got that tape there to help me take it. Wow! Some of this car is gonna really look good. For those that don't know, a car inclined surface, the top, the hood, and the trunk get more affected by the weather than the sides and the back of the trunk. That's why a lot of times you see people with faded top, faded trunk, and faded hood. Sometimes the paint might be faded or the paint just might be gone. And that's why it's like that. Because when you're driving, when you're going against that wind, either pushing forward or going the opposite way and that wind hitting the car and the weather, that's what affects the motor. That's one of the reasons why this car looks like this and other cars do too. All right, after I get through doing this trunk, I'm gonna blow this car off because I got a lot of dust. I need to get the seat down. I want to give a shout out to my man Echo. I see you watching, brother. I love you, man. We got to get together. You know how I got down. I'd have done a lot of work for you. Hit me up. Peace. Plus, I gotta fluff my pad up a little bit, free some of this compound out of it, just to let it flow better. Across the car. Wow, man. Cameron, come around this way. Cameraman, show them how they looking. That's just one step. I ain't even did no glaze, I ain't even put no carnauba, no base coat of wax. Now, I tell you, if I ever learned how to do anything that ever changed my life, picking up this buff in my hand was one of the best things I've done. I was looking so forward to bumping this car out and going live with this portion of this session that I didn't even sleep, dude. I was about as excited as a kid going to school for the first time. You know, I asked myself at 62 years old, why do I still get excited doing automotive detail. Now, to be honest with y'all, when I say automotive detail, I'm basically talking about the outside of the car. If someone asks me what I thought my strong points was in the automotive industry, I would say exteriors, motors, and some rims is what I enjoy doing the most. Because black car's gonna, well, I'm gonna just say black, a dark car is gonna give you some type of automatic gratification if it's right. It's gonna let you know right off after you running that bumper and you wipe it down like I just dust some of the dust off. It's gonna let you know if you're grooving right or if not. And if not, then you gotta figure out what you need to do and then try other methods. And one thing about doing this a long time, you learn a lot of different methods. Now, I am gonna blow some of this dust off. I'm gonna clean my pad out, and then I'm probably gonna go hit this side of the top, and then I'm gonna go to the hood, and then I'll work around this way. That's what I feel like doing. Now, I'm gonna have a camera person do a little shot of that. I'm gonna get this down off and blow some of it oil. Walk around, grab my pad. Oh, might as well hit this back bumper part right here while I'm back here. I might worry about it after that. All right. Bring some. For the case of y'all detailers out there that might be watching me, this is what you actually use to tighten your bumper pad up or loosen it. But my spur is in the trunk and the car's locked, so I had to improvise. So it's not that I don't know what to use, it's I can't get to it at the moment. So I improvised something else that would work in its place. After this, I'm gonna walk around the passenger side, go all the way back around to the front, and buff over the driver's door. And the passenger front door behind the driver. Then I'm gonna do the hood. All right, I'm gonna wipe that out so you let the camera man to get a better shot. At least show you how it's got time. I've done it so long, I learned to get smart. To be honest, I should have been sitting on my chair when I did this. Put that unnecessary weight and wear and tear on my body. That's why I got that chair. It'd have been easy just to sit down and do it, but that's all right. Okay. Camera's very familiar. Okay. It's not in some longer. Okay. What's going on with my session? Just tell me to walk around the car and just show the rest of the car. Give me a second. I don't want to go see what's going on. Okay, camera person, I'm back. I had to find out what was going on right quick. Wait till I get it good. That looks good. For these baked on tree sap mark and missing paint, I can't do nothing about that. Gave it a acid wash, clay bar, and I also give it a lacquer, wipe it down with lacquer, and some tape parts alcohol, and stuff is coming out. You think I'm paying calls? I do though.
What are you doing? Doing videos?
I'm doing on this one.
Yeah.
Look like a painter like you, huh?
Are you here Sunday?
I've been on Sunday for 5 years, man.
Do some of this?
Yeah, we can do some work together. Okay, all right.
Sunday's your best day?
Yeah. Like I told you, I had to do it before I actually started work at 11. All right? Get with me. He's a painter. He's really tripping out because only painters tape up. Well, I'm gonna hit this and then I'm going to the hood. I think for the sake of time, I'm gonna bust this car out real good with one step. And I'm gonna dust it off. And I'm about to do the last 2 steps next week. I got a little over an hour left. I got so much other work ahead that I'm gonna have to stop this in about at least another hour. Within that little time, I should have it completely compound buffed out with valuable paint. Try to remove as many scratches as you can. Is with the first step, the compound step. Some people call it cut and buff. That's what they called it when I first started. They called it cut and buff. Then it went to the last couple of years they changed it to paint correction. It sounds all fancy now. And for a minute I didn't know what paint correction meant. And I've been doing it 40 years just to change the name up. And they had a coworker tell me, coworker told me, EJ, man, it done changed cut and buff and straight exterior buff to paint correction. I'm like, damn, man, so that's what paint correction is? What I've been doing for the last 40 years, they just changed the name. He said, yeah, they changed the name, but it's still doing the same thing. I said, why do you think they changed the name? He said, probably get more money from the customer. So they get a fancy name. All right. I've been waiting to get back on this hood. And I could have started on the hood, but I did not. Let's anticipation meeting. Okay, I'm going to do the hood. Then I'm probably going to go on around this way. And I'm going to do the hood. I think that would be a good stopping point since I only got about a little an hour, or maybe an hour. Get it all buffed out. Then I wash it next Saturday. I did a wash job next Saturday. It won't be this dust on here from the wool pad next week because I won't be using the wool pad. I'll be using the foam finishing pad for my second station. Yeah, this car had heavy water spots. It was hard to see it because it was so dirty and dull. But now, since I'm getting the buff the hood out, I can actually see the water spots now. The ones that baked in the paint. showing them neglected it. I know that. I can see them playing. We'll say this, for anybody that got any knowledge in detail, or maybe even a painter like the guy that just left, they can look at this hood and tell that this hood, this car really needs to be repainted. It's not because of actual paint. It's the paint, it got good paint on it, it's just the neglection that got this car. All these spots, I'm gonna dust the hood off with my camera person when we get a shot. I told the guy that it was gonna be shiny as hell when he's not right directly on it. It's gonna look real good. It's gonna look wet. As when you get stuff on it, you gotta notice all the imperfections in the paint. And that just comes with age and proper care, not having proper care. It's like the years on my body. I cannot change back the speed limit on those. You know, the way my body feels. Exercise will make me feel better, but you know, the body got wear and tear to get off this car. So the most I could do is shine it up really nice and get out little surface scratch as I can. Okay. Here you go right here, camera person. Got right up in here and that's good. It's gonna look better. And I did not promise to take them spots out because once I washed it, acid washed it, clay barred it, and did the lacquer wipe down, I saw this stuff wasn't gonna come out. Matter of fact, I saw it before I even did all that stuff. I saw it after I washed it. So I let him know. I let him know when I inspected the car. Like, this is paint missing. This is paint missing. These are very same spot that penetrated through the clear coat. This, here, a lot of these are just missing paint. Missing paint right there. We can say probably road hazards for being on the road, driving and got all these flying objects like little tiny rocks and stuff and glass hitting your hood shit, hitting your hood. But if my camera person stand right here and do an angle and from here to here, and then just you ain't gotta look far. Just go from here on back, you will see the difference. If you stand out here, the camera person, and look at the hood, you can't even see that stuff. You can't even see it. Out in the sun, once I finish the car, you won't see it until you walk up on the car and look in the paint. And that's the best I can do for a car in this condition. It's what you see right there. And that's just the first stage. I ain't even did no glaze or nothing else. All right, let's get back to the pump it out. Now for the record, having that body man ask me to do some work for him is about one of the highest compliments I could get. A lot of body guys, they rather deal with just body work and spray painting cars when they come down to custom cars. It's a little tedious for them. And they rather just have somebody else do that. And they do the hardcore body work. I didn't understand it until I started doing the work for body shop. You know, they would take me to help cars out. A lot of times it was insurance claims. Insurance claims might pay $400, a body shop pay me $125. To bump the car out. You save the man hours, and they didn't have to do the work. Normally, I wouldn't even wash this car after I do a cut, but to save some time, I'm not going to have time to do the second step. So I am going to wash it, and if I wash it 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to retape it again. That's the bad part about it, but that's okay. I've always done what I had to do to a car, and if I didn't make it the time up on one car, I just try to make it up on another time, on another car. I don't cut cars short of quality just because I'm trying to make a deadline. I've done, I think this is third or fourth call I've done for the guy that owns this car. You know I have to work this car in with my other schedule. Because I'm still a full-time detailer. And I work for a dealership. So anything that I do, if I do anything extra, I have to work it in. That's getting kind of harder at times because I'm getting older. And I just sometimes want a little bit more time for myself. But something like this here, I couldn't resist it. Now right here, if I had to guess, count, and hit this. If I had to guess, I would say, if that ain't tree sap, if that's not hydraulic fluid, somebody egged this car and they didn't get it off right away. Or it might be birds dropping, maybe, what do you call it, a seagull. They know to leave those kind of spots. But it's sure enough got into the paint good. This is the worst part of the day. That hit real hard. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this little front bumper top here, and then I'm gonna start bumping the front and go all the way around. Okay, I'll hit this neck. Just a second. sometimes moving around and getting a different angle. Allow you to see things different. I'm about to hit him up when I get through this. Donnie, if you watching?
He's not watching.
Okay. If he be watching, I was just gonna tell him I have to hit him back shortly. I'm just messing around with this a little bit just to see what it'll look like. I'm gonna use my palm sander and everything, sandpaper. But I got this in my hand, I just wanted to see. See what it's doing to do it. That's definitely gonna need sandpaper. Come back and get that out of the next one. Got a little glue off the tape on it. I was looking at this. Go ahead and treat that. And then the pedal right there. Where I'm at, that's very damn shiny. Till you get up on the tank. The person was buying his car and he bought it in the dark. The glare shining so hard he might not even see the spots on the hood. You might be like totally dopey, blinded by the night. Instead of the night, it'll be the light. Called the second thing. I'm gonna get my step out of this stuff. Just drop them on. What I'm doing now, I used to do it on my knees when I was younger. Man, I'm glad I woke up. That cement is not knee friendly. What the fuck is that? I'm getting to the good part. Remember, this is just the first stage. Cut with, I would say, it's past medium grade cutting cream. It's not the hard, but it's medium. I want it to medium grade. Outside of a 10, it's like number 80 for it being a great cutting cream. normally I would have masked this off, but I couldn't have got the edges like I wanted to, so I'm just going to have to wipe the door jams out more than I would normally have to do. You got me that, pass me that microphone. Thank you. If you see swirls in there, I still haven't done the second step yet. So that's normal to see them in there because I have to do the second step. All right. I'm going to hit this and I'm going to go around and I'm going to hit the cylinder and the other two doors. Signing off. Should have enough until next week. Let me see. Turn the time around on someone's camera there. Okay. Got enough time to hit this. You gotta admit, usually when you're doing a car that's bad, the only amount of pay that you're gonna get that will equal up to what you're doing here is self-gratification. Because the money just don't add up, not to me. I wouldn't even want to charge a person. I took this assignment on this call with the intention that if you take me 3 or 4 sessions to do it, I will do it. And the person would only have to be in a predicament where they could let me have a car that's on. Because I'm averaging about 2 hours on it. Right now, I got about, when I sign off, I have about 4 hours tied into it. If I would have done it straight without stopping, I probably would have had about 6 hours, maybe even 6 hours and a half. And just say between 6 to 8 hours, if you include the headlights, restoration. That's that filter right there. Now I just gotta fit 2 doors. 2 doors and some of the back filter. You know, signing out. Got a good shot at the filter, right? Yeah. It's probably best I do wash this car again. So now I do it, somebody even pressure wash it. Probably be better to pressure wash the James on again. This car definitely needed a serious buff job. I'm really glad I decided to put this apron on. Because I would have messed up this clean uniform with this car. If those ain't recognized, I stepped the game up. I'm running out of time. So, time to step it up. People didn't invite people to come back and pull that door. There's going to be a wrap for this session. technical car is always the hardest part because some of the areas you have to work on a little longer than you would some of the other areas and try to get the best result. Just a little bit. Hit that door. And that's it. I keep telling myself I'm gonna stop doing these kind of cars because I really don't have to. I can do easier cars. Make about the same amount of money. I tell myself that I'm really lying to myself because I'm competitive and the easy cars just don't, it's not competitive enough for me. It's not a challenge. So I still do these kind of cars because it's a challenge I look forward to, to call it a competency. So that's one of the reasons why I'm still working on wore out cars, trying to bring life back to them, or at least make them look better. You know, it's just what I do. Ever since I started back working for a dealership, I would say in 2000, I've been doing new cars, let alone some customer pay. So I kind of miss being able to do these type of cars on a regular basis because I'm doing a lot of new cars and they're not really challenging me. Not on an everyday basis. Doing these kind of cars just bring out the best. Keep them sharp. Okay. All right, I'm about to get back. Next week, I'll put something on online to let you know the next time and session. It should be next week around the same time, 8:30 in the morning, but I'll confirm later. This is Eddie Johnson, my camera person, EJ the Automotive Detailer, signing out. Peace. Okay, with this headlight, now I've already been working on the patch in the front headlight and the coating on the front headlight right here has it's faded dark. So it's possible that this headlight could still be resurfaced or maybe even clear coat. This part here came out fine. It's just the bottom part of this headlight. I'm not in a predicament and I don't have the means to be able to do any more for this headlight than I've already done. I'm gonna clean it up and at the end of the video of this whole car, I'm gonna show how it turned out. And it's gonna be shiny, but I can't do anything about this. So I'm gonna come over here to the driver headlight, which is not in near as bad shape as the passenger headlight, but it's still conversation inside the headlight lens itself. You can actually see it inside the lens. Okay, this is the first stage of using the sandpaper to rough up the surface, tapping to smooth it out. So I'm about to do it. I might have to stand up, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna start out sitting down. Let's see how it goes. this accident off, I'm go back over here. I can see right now that I'm gonna have to stand up and do majority of the BMW headlights. For some reason, the sedan seemed to sit kind of low, and with me sitting down on my chair just don't give me the leverage I actually need to be able to do the job the way I want to. So I'm not gonna attempt to sit down anymore doing headlights on any sedan BMWs. Okay, again, I got this heavily taped because once I'm using the palm sander and I'm like this, if I don't watch out, the bottom part of the palm sander will scrape paint. It would look like a scratch, but it would cut into the paint. So to give it something else to rest on, I put a bunch of tape right here. That's why I got this tape this thick. And when I run it like that, it's actually rested on this. Hit this, get a good shot of the conversation in there, my cameraman. Thank you. That water, the only way to get that water out of there is to take that whole lid assembly off and blow it out or wipe it out from the inside. I'm not in a predicament, or I don't have the tools to want to disassemble any headlights assembly. That is not what I do. To be honest, buffing paint, doing headlight lenses, and so forth, you can only do as much as your know-how and the object that you buffing on allow you to do. And a lot of times that come in with experience, because I have tried to make buffering chemicals do things they couldn't do. At the time I didn't have experience and didn't understand it wasn't doing it. But now after been in the automotive field for over 40 years, automotive detailing field for over 40 years, I got a good feel on what I could do and what the paint could do, what the headlights could do, interior could do. I don't take unnecessary chances of messing anybody or automobile up. My job is to bring up its appearance, to make it look better, not destroy or make it look worse. Okay, I'm gonna switch sandpaper. Wipe this head lens off and go to the second step. This is my last time using this piece of sandpaper. It's getting hard to come out, so it means I need another piece. I won't be using that. That's trash. Step there. Wipe the hair last off, and I'm gonna go back over it with a different grade of sandpaper, using the same method. I'm gonna go over it smooth without any cream, without any cutting cream first, then I'm gonna go back and add the cutting cream. Alright, turn the speed up. I noticed this headlight got some damage too, the actual lens, but I still feel like it's gonna come out better than the passenger headlight. I'm gonna wipe it out and I'm gonna go back over to the buffer. The same step with the buffer. I picked a good car for a project car, man. Wow. Couldn't have picked a more self-satisfying car or a car that actually make you not look like you don't know what you're doing. Depends on what your skill set is. This paintsman, hell working with the whole prep job of this car being difficult. Right along with these headlights. I could actually see now this headlight got damaged too. I still think it might look better than the passenger headlight, but if you get in there closer, you can see where the surface that took the headlight actually faded off in a lot of places. I don't know why I expected for these headlights to be any different than me doing the paint and the prep. Car had years worth of neglect. And here I am trying to give it love in the probably 10 hours I have tied up in this car total. Here, and then I'm gonna start cleaning it up. When I start cleaning it up, I'm gonna switch from the high-speed buffer to the DA. Just trying to see what I got. I think I'm gonna give it one more buff across the center, and after that, that's I'm gonna stop one more time with the high speed. It's amazing, man, when sandpaper, two different grades of sandpaper, with the palm sanders, high speed with the bull pad, and the headlights barely looking better. It's a bad sign. I'm not saying the headlight can't be fixed. I am saying it's more than what the tools I got to be able to fix it. It might even be easier to just replace the headlight assembly and keep them spinning. I'm going over with the DA machine with some finishing wax. I'm gonna go over it last with some carnauba. That's the last coat, but I want to see how this is gonna clean up. Guess it would help if I plug it in. I'm unplugged it. Should work. The high speed. This is a project I'm glad it's about to come to an end. It's a good project for to teach. I would have loved to have some headlights like all the other headlights that actually look brand new. But like I said, I only could do what the headlights allowed me to do. Got a lot of compensation in that headlight. All right. Wipe it off. We're gonna give it a look and see how it looks. I'm gonna even go hit it with some carnauba wax on top of this here. Normally, if the headlight would have turned out better, I could have used can wax with the sponge. Can wax like this, but since the headlight it's not going to turn out the way I want it to turn out because it's producing the headlight. I am going to use the sponge. I'm just not the sponge, but a DA with some heavy carnauba wax to go on top of that. And after that, I wipe it out and that's a wrap. Wrong one. Glad I looked before I used it. I done lost track on how many times I bust on this car, but if I had to say on these headlight lens, this is one particular headlight lens, I would say maybe 5 to 6 times. Trying to get the best results out. The hardest thing it was for me to learn about headlights. See how that conversation, see how it's bubbling around in there? That's what damages the headlight. It's that compensation inside of it, right along with the outside rubber. The hardest thing I have to learn about headlights and paint in general is how far I can go. When enough is enough. You know, a guy like me, I keep going and going and going, thinking I can actually get it to look better, better, and better, and sometimes you end up making it worse. So you gotta learn when to stop. Okay, 4 hours the headlight look passable, but as you get up on it, you can still see the haziness in the lens at the bottom because it's missing the clear coat over it. And then you got conversation in here. These headlights could be re-cleared. I don't know how much money that would cost. I don't know if it would be cheaper just to get another headlight assembly or what. I have no idea. I just know it's not what I do. Eddie Johnson, EJ the Innovator, signing out.